Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to a very, very special, our favorite, personally my favorite, FRL of the year, the Ncaa Bracket Reveal Show. I am your host, Christian Piles, live from Austin, Texas. To my right, Jonathan Kozak. To the left, the Michigan man, Tyler Meisinger is here. And we are delighted to be here to talk about the bracket reveal. This is like for every wrestling fan. This has to be bigger in a wrestling fan's mind than it is for like a basketball fan's mind. You know, you get the March Madness for basketball, but this is so much cooler, so much bigger. It's you get to think about all these different incredible matchups. Before we get going into the brackets and breaking it all down, got to mention today's show is presented to you by Lineup Legends. It's that time of year. Everyone's going to be filling out their brackets, and everyone's going to think they know who's going to win every single weight class. Well, you're in luck. If you know who's going to win all 10 weights, you have an opportunity, a chance to win $10,000. You go to lineuplegends.com and play their NCAA pick'em pool. If you pick the most champions, you will win $10,000. Last year, the winner only got 9 correct. I say only. 9 is actually insane. But it's possible. You can do it. So we'll maybe talk a little bit more about Lineup Legends. But the reason you're here, we're sitting here, brackets are here.
Yep.
So let's talk about 125. Let's get it going. Tyler, can you pull it in for us?
I got it right here.
We got it?
Top half.
Ooh, baby.
All right, let's go. What are we looking at?
We're looking at Luke Littledahl, the 1 seed, Vincent Robinson, the 4. Actually, we got the whole bracket.
We got the whole bracket.
The whole thing?
We got
Dang, boy.
Matt Ramos, the 2. Eddie Ventresca, the 3. What else catching your eye?
That's fine. We can. That's the high level stuff. Kozak, anything standing out to you?
Yeah, I mean, a couple things right off the bat is Littledahl did get the 1 over Ramos, which I think that was kind of up in the air, what the Matrix would spit out. Littledahl maybe didn't have as good of a full season as Ramos, but he gets the 1.
I think you slant it towards the end, and especially when you're in the bracket with the guy and you have a head-to-head over the guy. I think that's the right call. Did Ramos have a better season start to finish? Yes, I would agree with that. But is Luke Littledahl the deserving 1 seed? Absolutely. I would never argue that. I think that's the right call there. How do you like his path? I mean, I think this 4-5 section has a lot of combustibility. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Littledahl obviously is the 1 favorite, right, to reach the semis, but I think he's got a pretty clear path to the semis. I don't see, any real landmine. He's already beaten Caleb Smith twice, who could be a potential quarter. Sheldon Seymour, that was his best win up until he beat Caleb Smith. So Littledahl feels like clear semifinalist, but that 4-5 with Vincent Robinson and Richie Figs, who do you think is going to come out of that? Who do you think is the favorite?
I don't know. I have a hard time picking that. Thinking about Figueroa, he's going to have to get past Dean Peterson in the second round. That's going to be a low scoring match. I don't know how Dean takes him down.
Yeah.
I think that.
And is Dean 100% too, right? That's
true.
That's the thing.
Yeah. So it feels like Figueroa will make it, and it looks good for Robinson. Now, who's the favorite in that matchup?
Whew.
I mean, on the one hand, you had Richard Figueroa at 1. He's a returning national champion.
Mm-hmm.
He gets third at Big 12s. He gets upset by Doherty of NDSU, who was not expected to even qualify for the tournament. But then he wrestles back for third. He beat Jet Strickenberger really soundly, who's looked great. He has another a win that escapes me now later in the year that was solid. And so you're thinking, okay, maybe Richie's back, but Vincent Robinson's a tough guy to score, and I think that's going to be a really, really tight match to set up. Is there one that faces that maybe we shouldn't break this down so intricately?
We got 133.
All right, we gotta go faster. All right, let's stay with 25 briefly, and then we'll go to 33.
I think there's some stuff on that bottom half that is really, really interesting.
Bring it up.
Especially with Spencer Moore at the 14. Didn't have the best ACC tournament, but he did beat Eddie Ventresca this year, who's the 3. So that could be a second round match. That's really interesting. Also, Troy Spratley gets the 7, and then he's going to have either Tanner Jordan, All-American last year, who beat Spratley in the round of 12, or Steve O'Poulin, who's really, really tough. So that one right there, and then Max Renteria out of the 15, man, he
looked good.
Yeah, he's really good. So that could be Matt Ramos, Maximo Renteria round 2. Really just incredible matchups.
Let's go 33.
133. 1 seed,
yeah.
Lucas Bird. We got number 2 seed, Drake Ayala. Number 3 seed, Nasir Bailey. Number 4 seed, Zeth Romney. And a bunch of other stuff.
Dom Serrano kind of out of nowhere. Great Big 12s. Makes sense. You see Braden Davis and Braxton Brown, the 8 and 9. That's interesting. I think this path for Drake could be pretty tough. Cade Moore, he's 12 and 17, so I'll relax a little bit, but he's dangerous.
Yeah.
Right? And then round 2, Noto potentially or Farber, one of those, both tough. Then Nick Bouzakis has Kyorini round 1.
Yeah. Talk about tough path. Arini and then Shawver, first 2 matches. That's nuts. But yeah, for Ayala, you're not feeling like that quarterfinal. You're not feeling great about it. You're not feeling great about the second round matchup either. So, yeah, Ayala's path to the semis. He's
Nasir, right?
Yeah, and as good as Nasir is looking lately, it's tough for sure. But yeah, I think what's really interesting, that 4-5 quarter, I feel like that could go a number of different ways. That whoever can get to the semifinal, like that might be the toughest to predict.
Yeah, that
quarter.
Group where Romney will likely face Tyler Knox or Borman. Those two have history. Knox
beat
Romney, so that could
and
blow
Ayala
up.
this year, right?
Yes. And then you've got Dom Serrano, Ethan Oakley, and Rini are both tough.
Yeah.
Right? So he'll have to beat one of those to get to Romney or Knox or Borman. You're right. That could be a lot of different combinations coming out and facing, we think, Lucas Bird, although he'll have to get by Brown or Braden Davis. That'll be a challenging quarterfinal there.
Yeah. Yeah, and Braden Davis, again, he was the 1 seed last year. He's the 8 seed this year. It's like he's going to be in a dogfight.
Yes.
To All-American.
He's going to be in every match, right? He's not going to get blown out by anyone. So he'll be a tough out. It's 33. Anything else?
We don't have 41 yet.
Okay.
Evan Frost at the 11. He didn't have the best Big 12s, but I think he was ranked number 3 going into Big 12s. And
Not 41.
Connor McGonigal at the 6. It's like, who could come out of there? But we can go to
the JD spin. The JD spin is that Frost had food poisoning.
Me and him were both barfing over.
You guys
over
sick
conference
too?
weekend.
Y'all
Yeah.
both got delivered the nasty pizza.
Yeah.
Okay.
141.
141. Let's
You
get
want to
it.
go ahead and read those top 4 seeds?
Yeah, Brock Hardy 1, Bo Bartlett 2, Jesse Mendez 3, Josh Coderhant 4. Okay. So they once again went with, Hardy maybe didn't have the best wall-to-wall season, but he won the dang thing. He won Big Tens, which had 1 and 2 in it. And he beat Jesse Mendez. He beat the guy that beat Bo Bartlett, Vance Von Bar. I once again think this is the right decision. I like how they're doing that. I actually agree with this conclusion. The crazy thing, Andrew Lira is the 8th.
Yeah, congratulations, Brock Hardy. You got the 1 seed. Welcome to a match with Andrew Aliris in the quarters.
Insane.
And honestly, of the elite guys like Bo and Jesse, it feels like Andrew is one of maybe the worst matchups for Brock because his style is not super scrambly. Like he gets a single leg, he picks your foot up in the air, and he clubs your head and you fall down. So that'll be really interesting. But man, Brock Hardy's point scoring potential, I would say, is higher than anyone's at this tournament.
Yeah, with as good as he looked at Big Tens, you feel pretty confident in him. But I feel like the top 8 at this weight class, they're pretty solid. If you're gonna pick like a top 8 to reach the quarters, I think it's at 141
For sure.
just with how solid they are. Taking Jameson at the 7. He'll have a tough match with Composto, round 2.
Gets past Edmond.
Composto Edmond is a good first round match for sure.
Yeah, Cale Happel winds up with the 5 seed. Looks like he should make that quarter against Coderhant. Do they have a history? Coderhant?
I don't know off the top of my head. It's interesting. Like even if you look at somebody like Tegan Jameson, who just beat Andrew Aliris, and he has a win over Brock Hardy. He gets the 7, and man, a quarterfinal match with Bo Bartlett for Tegan. That's going to be I feel like that's a tough matchup for Jameson.
I do too. And they have
49.
not. Coderhant has not wrestled Happel.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the big stuff. At 41, we'll go to 149.
Boom.
Bing. Caleb Henson, the 1. No surprise there. Ridge Lovett, 2. Shane Van Ness, 3. Paniro, the 4. Kyle Parko, the 5. Okay. Where do we begin here, Mr. Kozak?
Man, I said the top 8 feel secure at 41. I don't feel the same way after the top 3. Like, I feel like the top 3 feel pretty good about it. But then after that, like, I don't know. I could see a lot of this going a lot of different ways with the top 8 seeds.
Yeah, I don't disagree at all. We've seen, think about, Jordan Williams. A week ago, we weren't thinking about him as an All-American or a potential 8 seed.
Mm-hmm.
He really hadn't won. I don't know how many ranked wins he even had. And then he does what he does at Pac-12s. Not only on the radar, but not just the wins he got. Sometimes they just look really good.
Yeah.
He looks super sharp. Like, he's definitely potential bracket buster, although I don't know if he can hold up against Caleb Henson.
Yeah.
But then down there with where Parko is, he would have likely Ethan Styles in that second round matchup. That's a really tough match. And Ethan, and the reason you bring it, a week ago, Ethan is probably looking at like a 5 or 6 seed.
Yes.
And now one match makes it so that he's the 12, and now Parko gets him. That's how, the conference results just drastically shake up how this goes.
And like the same thing with the 7-10. Cannon Webster going into Big Tens, like nobody was
outside the top 10 for sure.
Yeah, outside the top 10. Colin Real Buto at the 10 seed, like that is a toss-up match. For as good as Cannon Webster look, Real Buto, he's a dog. He can win that match for sure. Dylan D'Amelio at the 13, getting Pinheiro at the 4, like that's going to be a very competitive match.
Absolutely going to be a dogfight for sure. Man, these brackets, this one's going to have some great early matches.
Lachlan McNeil, Sammy Alvarez. Sammy Alvarez hasn't been like in the spotlight this year, but he is wrestling really, really. He's good wrestling as good as he's wrestled since he was down at like 133.
Yeah,
but he's been very solid this.
And you know what I think helped? I haven't seen any message board posts. I think he's locked in.
He's locked in.
He's focused.
Yep. Yeah. So I feel like if a bracket's going to get blown up, 149 is definitely one of the weights where
it's rife,
where it could happen.
Although it's tough. I mean, of course, the mega upsets, if you saw them coming, you would say, okay, I saw this coming. But for Henson, it feels like he's got a good path to that semi. And Pinheiro, it feels weird that Pinheiro's at the 4 because how many matches does he even have at 149 pounds?
He started at 57,
right,
and then he was January to start.
The bracket says he's
49?
25-4. Is that not only 149?
No, that's got to be with 57.
That's with 57. So
we have 157, by the way.
He wrestled a match at 65.
Yeah.
He beat this doesn't matter. We'll move on. He beat Brandon Cannon 16-4 at 165 pounds. Now he's at 149.
Well, maybe that's how he got the 4 seed because Brandon Cannon is the 5 seed at 157.
I think that's how they do it, Kozak.
That's how they do it. Yeah.
So going to 157 now. Kasak the 1, Meyer Shapiro at 11-1, the 2 seed. 3 seed Antrell Taylor. 4 seed Rafael Hipolito. 5th seed Brandon Cannon. All right,
and I think, as everyone predicted at the beginning of the year, Ja'Cory Teamer, the 18 seed. Ja'Cory Teamer.
8-4, preseason number 1, now at the 18. Is it right?
I mean, I think it's right. It doesn't feel right, but based on the season that he had, based on the limited amount of matches, he took 7th at Big Tens. I mean, what else do you want, right?
Yeah, he really only has the ASCII win to kind of count on and to point to as a validating thing, and only 8 wins is not very
I think he beat Caleb Fish too, but...
Oh, yeah, that's right. He beat Fish. I keep forgetting he beat Caleb Fish.
But Caleb Fish has some really good wins. But so Ja'Cory Teamer at the 18 means that if he wins his first match against Johnny Lovett, he'll have Meyer Shapiro in the second round.
My God.
That's a match between the runner-up last year and the 3rd place finisher last year.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about Meyer getting the 2 at 11-1? Best win is over Ed Scott?
Ed Scott, yeah.
Ed Scott, who is
the
seeded...
22 seed, I think.
Ed Scott, Jude Swisher.
Ed Scott's 22.
Ed is the 22.
Where's Jude?
Hey, Jude.
He's probably right around there as well.
Where is he?
It's he's the 14.
14.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
he beat 14.
I mean, I think what it comes down to is this weight has been a super volatile weight where you look at a lot of the guys' resumes, none of them are like clean.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a conference champ, and he's going to be super high in the coaches ranking. So he's going to beat a lot of guys in the matrix just off of the his coaches ranking and being the conference champ.
I'm looking at so Antrell has losses to Ryder Downey, who he beat, Tyler Kasak, and Joey Blaze.
Yeah.
Oh no, considering his wins, Ethan Miller, he beat Joey Blaze. He beat Joey Blaze again. Already mentioned he beat Ryder Downey, beat Tommy Askey. That is just an undeniably superior resume to what Meyer did this year.
Mm-hmm.
But there's schedule has to matter at some level.
We
And
have
listen,
165.
and I'm a big. We'll talk about it more. I'm a big Meyer guy. Been for years. It's not about Meyer. It's about what are we rewarding here? 11-1. Come on.
Real quick, 157 can get. I think it can get nuts. I think 149 is like an appetizer to what 157 will be. I think it could get.
Get in and get
I
wild.
think it could get real crazy.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
165.
Bang. Mitchell Messenbury got the 1.
Shocker.
That's a
What?
travesty. Peyton Hall the 2. Mike Caliendo the 3. Terrell Bearclaw the 4. Julian Ramirez the 5. That feels right. I hadn't considered Peyton at the 2. It's just because Caliendo's kind of very clearly the second best guy, but 30-1. He had a lot of ranked wins. So I guess I understand how it happened, and ultimately, I guess it doesn't matter that much because they'll
We'll meet in the semis. Yeah, I actually think if you're going to look at somebody's resume similar to Shapiro, Julian Ramirez, I mean, he hasn't really. I don't know what his best win is. If you could look that up, but he's similar where he's got a really good record. He won conferences, and so he is at the 5, but he hasn't hit anybody in the top 10 this year.
Internet is mad slow in here.
15? I don't know.
Studio Wi-Fi.
But yeah, Cam Amin at the 8 is interesting, and Nico Ruiz at the 15. I feel like he's beaten Amin twice, and I don't think he can beat Peyton Hall, but he's one of those sleeper guys who could be dangerous.
So Ramirez lost to Max Brignola.
Mm-hmm. Who's not in the tournament?
Man, the highest WrestleStat ranked guy is Cesar Alvin.
Yeah.
And number 29, Noah Mulvaney.
So Cesar Alvin's seeded 24.
And Evan Mogg
Mog.
of George Mason.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Who's 24.
On the WrestleStat, yeah.
This is, that's insane.
It really is. Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out Mike Gray. Figured it out.
Hey, how about a Messenbrink Bear Claw semi?
Yeah, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think he's the one guy that can match up well against him. I kind of feel like it won't be that way, but I'm into it.
Yeah.
I think it's a fun storyline.
Yeah. Patty Gallagher at the 26 against Hunter Garvin round 1. What do you think about that?
I feel like it could go either way, honestly, because Hunter's got to mix it up, and Patty might want a battle, right?
Mm-hmm.
I ultimately think I don't know how well Patty's wrestling right now, and feeling. I think he's gonna be undersized. I think the power of Garvin actually might be too much for him.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Yeah.
But I'm now understanding after seeing Brandon Cannon. I kind of understand why he's at 65 now.
Yeah.
Hello, my gracious! I had no idea.
Yep.
There
Yeah.
you go, Brandon Cannon. What a beast.
This is kind of a fun little nugget in here. If Cam Amin loses to Cam Steed, second round, and if seeds hold, he's going to be wrestling Bowman in the round of 12.
That
Man.
broke my heart.
As a Michigan man, we don't want to put you in the middle of it, but just tell us who you want to win.
No, we do have 174 pound.
All right,
Oh,
nice,
wow.
nice one. What a coward. 174. Number 1, Keegan O'Toole. Number 2, Levi Haynes. Number 3, Dean Hamady. Number 4, Garrett Thompson. He's been looming. Number 5, Simon Ruiz. These big red boys got some nice seeds. We'll look at Simon a little deeper. what stands out to you? Patrick Kennedy for Iowa gets the 11. Nick Ncaa first round. I feel like they've wrestled. I'll look that up.
They have. Ncaa beat him.
I thought so.
Ncaa beat Patrick Kennedy. It was early. It was when Kennedy was still kind of like,
what am I doing?
yeah. Yeah. But just from ranking this weight this
He
year.
got major 10-2.
Yeah.
That was after the crazy Gaitan.
Right.
Yeah, he wasn't right.
Yeah. Ranking this weight this year has been, it's a mess because all the guys after the top 3 just take losses. And they've kind of like traded wins and losses as well. Pinto had a really rough start to his year. He's the 8 seed. Lenny Wolick is a 24. He's got Harchla round 1. So, I mean, that's not a great matchup for Harchla. Danny Braunagel, who just beat Harchla twice, he's the 20 seed. So, like, that tells you the season that Braunagel had before Big Tens.
Ruiz is a disaster, too.
Simon Ruiz.
I don't understand that.
He's got a couple decent wins.
Wask.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he beat Pinto. There we go. I missed that one.
Yep.
Okay, that'll help.
Beat Pinto. Mm-hmm. So, but like...
He lost to Miles to Katz. Lost to split with Singleton.
Mm-hmm.
Lost to Garrett Thompson. He's also obviously very good. And in Contreras.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This weight is it is a mess. It could go a lot of different ways. Lorenzo Norman, who's like, I think after CKLV we were saying dark horse finalist.
Yeah.
Right. And now he's the 16 seed.
He's had a really bad second half. I don't know if it's the weight, if he's dealing with something, but he's not been the
I know
same
he
guy.
broke his nose, and he had to wear this he wore this weird Batman looking mask. But he lost 3 of his last 5 matches. He lost to Ogunsanya.
Yeah, he gassed so bad against Ogunsanya.
Yeah. He lost to Ogunsanya, Augustine, and Wolick. So he needed an at-large. But if you're Keegan O'Toole, that's not the match you want second round.
We got 184.
All right. Anything else on 74? Danny Braunagel is looking really good at the end there. That if you want to look for, he can go through DeVos and then potentially Garrett Thompson.
Yeah.
That should be on the. Danny Braunagel, dark horse semifinalist.
You heard it here.
Mm-hmm. Moving on.
184. What you seeing?
I'm seeing Carter Starachi, the 1. What? This guy was the 8 seed last year.
Huh?
Number 2, Parker Kekais. Number 3, Max McAnally. Oh.
Ooh.
Number 4, Dustin Plott. Number 5, Bennett Berge. Okay. Makes sense to me. In our minds, I feel like, and in the rankings, Plott has been ahead of McAnally.
He still is. Right along.
But these seeds have the courage to do what's right. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
He has had a better year.
Better year. Probably beats him in the Matrix. So, and then you just take Carter Starachi to overtime. Nobody's gonna be like, whoa, you don't deserve to be
this
the 3.
guy. He has so many ranked wins too.
Yeah. Yep.
He's been in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. If you're Plot, you don't love that draw, having to go through Berge to make the.
Never lost to him though. I don't know. I think you feel good about you're making this semi. Hey, listen, mix it up. I mean, face Carter Starachi. Yeah. I mean, there's no good option between Parker and.
It's not getting closer.
But it's established with Parker.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not happening, right? So, yeah, I'm just glad we won't see that match again,
and that we get to see McAnally Kekais.
We can see McAnally Kekais, so we could see it again on the backside if McAnally were to do. I won't say the unthinkable because I actually think he could do it just because I think that highly of him. I'm not saying it's my pick. Stop yelling, you and I. Panther. I don't need Panther Nation.
Mm-mm. That's one nation you don't want to.
That's one nation I just can't. I can't have any static with.
Yeah.
Gabe Arnold will have DJ Washington and then Foca. That's actually not bad for the 11 seed.
No, it's not.
I need to look at Chris Foca's here just because I'm a little worried. Chris Foca.
Isaac Dean is a really interesting guy. He's the 7 seed, but he's got Ryder Rogotsky round 1.
Listen, don't play with Ryder Rogotsky. He'll throw you down hard one way or the other.
Chris Foca's 1 loss is to Jackson Smith, and his best win is Dylan Fishback.
Okay.
It's a great win.
6 seed. Kozak and I have an ongoing beef about Dylan Fishback. That is not at all tense, but just something we like to.
At one time, it was.
It was tense. We had to be separated. Bay and Sion had to get involved.
Yeah.
We got 197, by the way.
We
whenever you're
do.
ready.
Why don't we do it? Hey, the second,
it.
I don't care what we're doing. When you get heavyweight, we're going to it.
Okay.
All right, 197. Number 1, Cardenas. Number 2, Buchanan. Number 3, AJ Ferrari. Number 4, Josh Barr. Number 5, Michael Beard. Okay, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
You thought they were going to go. I mean, how do you not go Cardenas 1?
And AJ he doesn't have the quality wins.
No,
this year.
No, for all my AJ talk, I don't think he can be the one with Cardenas going through Barr and Buchanan
right
like that, and probably has other wins that are on par, if not better, than some of the ones AJ hasn't had the opportunity to earn. Is what we'll say. Looking at the pass here for Buchanan, Cotton, Novak, Volker, or Salazar. I think Volker's super tough.
He's really tough.
And then Ferrari, Buchanan, semi. What now? Glazier, AJ is on the table, folks. If Glazier wins,
round 2.
AJ wins. That's a round 2 matchup. So we're going to test. AJ will be tested. His mind, body, heart, and soul. His composure.
Glazier has to beat Andy Smith, though.
Who beat him last year when he was an Iowa Hawkeye.
It kind of feels like destiny that Glazier and AJ are going to wrestle.
I know, but it also feels too good to be true, and it's not going to happen.
Yeah. What really stands out to me in this bracket, Stephen Little, All-American last year, is the 12 seed. That
whole quarter is kind of nuts.
It is.
You got Josh Barr, Trey Munoz, Stephen Little, and Michael Beard all in the same quarter.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think he's ready to go on a run. Camden McDaniel looked good at Big Tens. Probably not a lot of people were paying attention to it because backside and whatnot, but he's getting better. I don't think he's ready to beat Trey probably yet, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of on the radar for me.
Well, it's like the question is how close to 100% is Josh Barr? Is he going to be the Josh Barr we've seen all year? I mean, Trey Munoz is struggling with injury as well. So it's like, who's the favorite to come out of that?
Yeah.
That little quad there.
Didn't Beard and Barr have a crazy match?
Yeah, Barr smashed
him.
Okay.
Barr and Little went into overtime, right?
Okay.
And Barr obviously won. Little beat Beard last year for 7th at NCAAs. So,
Dang.
Yeah, it's a tough one if you're Michael Beard.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, we don't know anything, and we're not going to know probably much of anything on his health. I just generally assume that he's going to be good. They'll get him right. But I don't know. Is it knee? Is it ankle? I'm not sure yet.
Do you think Luke Serber can give Cardenas anything at the 8?
How does Luke score points that aren't escapes?
Scramble. He just does those flips and
but Cardenas is not a scrambly finisher type of guy.
Yeah, he's power. Yeah,
run through you. I don't think that's a good matchup.
You asked me how, and I gave the only way I could think of, but I don't think it's likely.
Yeah, I mean Broncos looking
not
good.
while he's wearing this thing though. I'll tell you that much.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. I don't know. I mean, Broncos look good. I mean, both Broncos had great Big Tens. Both got third.
We got heavyweight. We got heavyweight.
We're going.
Boom.
What did they do? Okay. Gable 1, Wyatt 2, Greg the 3, Owen Treffen 4.
Wow.
This was the most feared. There was a scenario that was possible, and I know for a fact it was possible. It was on the table that Greg could have been the 4, but it is obvious that the committee said no, and they moved him down to the 3, which I believe is the correct decision. It is one I advocated for strenuously on this show. And I'm glad to see that that's what they elected to do. We'll get to see Kirkfleet versus Hendrickson. Thrilled for that. I think we will. Of course, there's many other people that may take issue with that. Prove me wrong. And then winner gets Gable.
Winner gets Gable.
Thoughts on the bracket?
Yeah, I think that was the question, whether or not Kirkfleet was going to be the 3 or the 4. I think Nomad had it played out that Treffen was going to come ahead in the Matrix.
Yeah, and it
did.
did.
But it just shows you that the seating committee has certain powers, right? To change things around when they deem it necessary. And I don't think you would find too many people to argue like, okay, Kirkfleet at the 3 isn't right.
Yes,
You know, it feels right.
it does, and it's good to hear you say that, John.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk Fleet, the returning national champion, he has one loss is to Gable,
To the 1, yeah.
who will never, he's going to win. So I think it makes a lot of sense. Keeter gets the 5.
Yeah.
Feldman, he's going to wrestle Feldman again.
Quick note on the Hendrickson or on the Kirkfleet, if he would have been the 4, the 3. I think I'm really happy that Greg is the 3 and Hendrickson is the 2 because I wanted to see them wrestle again.
Yeah, me
You
too.
know, like I want to see if Wyatt being in a different room is going to make a big difference. If he can close that gap on Greg, I think it'll be interesting.
I'm curious with that one because I would have said I think it's going to be a lot tighter. And then Wyatt's Big 12 final where he looked a little limited, where he took that injury time had me like, oh, shoot, you got to be 100 to beat Greg and to compete against really a lot of these heavyweights. So, yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah, you got Trumbull at the 7, Pitzer at the 10. We just saw that match. Pitzer beats Trumbull, and Trumbull forfeits out. So what do we make of that? Is Trumbull 100%? And then Wyatt's down there too. So, like, if Wyatt and Trumbull both, like, aren't right and aren't ready to make a run, like, who is it? Is it Pitzer coming out, out of there? Like, no, I don't think he's going to beat Wyatt, even if Wyatt is, 80%, 90%. But
He's in the chat saying Treffin should be the 2 seed.
Yeah, he would. Trevor Tinker, he's 6'7", and he's wrestling Lance Runyon. He used to be a 65-pounder. So these are the kind of things that happen at the heavyweight class.
Yep. Yeah. Man.
I mean, for Keeter, getting the 5, you're thinking, okay, the 12, and then the 12 is Nick Feldman. That's not ideal. Nick kind of not been what I thought he was going to be this year. I was thinking big step forward, and it's kind of like, I don't know if he's forward or a little neutral or maybe even just a little regressed.
Feldman's wins this year. Who he's beaten? Did he beat Luffman?
I'm looking.
No, he beat Slav.
He beat Luffman.
So he beat the 8.
He beat Luffman twice. He beat Colmere Sola.
What are Feldman's losses?
He lost to Gable, Keeter, Gable, Heinzelman. Keeter. Sorry, I already said that twice. And then
so he lost to the 6, the 5 and the 6, and he beat the.
He's got a medical forfeit to Maurer that counts, and he has a medical forfeit to Mullen that counts, and an injury default to Hendrickson. Okay, that's fine, but those hurt.
Yeah.
You know who's having an under the radar amazing season?
Josh Heinzelman. He is doing well.
He is.
He has never wrestled this well.
He's going to have a tough one against.
It is a credit to the work that was done while he was at Oklahoma.
Yeah. For
all those years, finally paying off.
Mm-hmm.
And the year he spent at Michigan.
Oh, yeah, that's where he goes now.
Okay. Jimmy Mullen round 2 is not, that's no cakewalk.
No, he's getting better.
Yes.
He lost, he's right there in a lot. Man, I feel like Jimmy is one of those guys, he's right there in so many. If you watch him, he's losing in overtime. Like, he almost beat Trumbull in that duel.
Yeah.
And Trumbull went out. It was kind of weird how Trumbull beat him, but he's just like, all right, I have to score now, so I will. Like, well, you could have done that 5 minutes ago, but it just happened like that.
Man, You know what the most exciting round 2 match is going to be? Luffman Schultz.
Call out. Yeah. I thought Colton actually looked pretty good at.
He did look good.
At Big 12s. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what'll be the thing there. Do we what do we do the rest of this show? Do we kind of go back? Do we look at what are the people saying?
You can dive into whatever you want to dive in. People are just kind of reacting to each weight as it comes out.
Mm-hmm. The team, you want me to break down the team standings based off seeds?
Do you have that?
I do not have that.
Article should be on the site.
Let me pull it up.
I don't know if it's live yet or if it's in draft mode, but
I will look.
Big shocker. Penn State is coming out first. They're coming out number 1 with a projected 157 points.
Sheesh.
It'll be fun to, once they win, to see how many wrestlers we could just eliminate from their team and they would still win.
They'd still win. Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of them.
So last year when they broke the record going into NCAAs, they had 136 points based off their seeds. So 21 more points.
Yeah, I mean
This year.
they should have, and that's the thing. What we saw at Big Tens, they left some wins out there for sure, but I talked about it on FRL with Bo Nickel. Like, Cale Sanderson has 11 NCAA team titles. He has 8 Big Ten titles.
Mm-hmm.
They are just different come March, and it was one of the first things Starachi said when I was talking to him.
Yeah.
He's like, he wasn't dismissive of how close the match was. He's like,
There it is.
everything's about NCAA tournament. That's the most important thing. Man, it's going to be another close. Man, the Hokies right there for a trophy.
Hokies are right there. Nebraska's there. Oklahoma State. Iowa took a huge hit after Big Tens, and especially most of it is from Ja'Cory Teamer. Ja'Cory Teamer is where most of it came off of, but like that puts them right back in the mix with Oklahoma State, with Nebraska, with Virginia Tech, with Minnesota, and Oklahoma State. Dude, they're in a similar spot as they were last year.
Absolutely.
Where if you look at their seeds, they have Troy Spratley, number 7. They have Tegan Jamison, number 7. They have Caleb Fish, number 12. Cam Amin, number 8. Luke Serber, number 8. So they have seeded 5 guys that will wrestle in the round of 12.
Mm-hmm.
So that could go one of 2 ways for the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. And like the narrative this whole year has been, dude, Cowboys are, they're the next team. They're going to take third for sure. They could take second, but it also could go the other way,
Yeah.
It's in the balance, which I think is super interesting.
No, it's going to make it's funny to say the team race is going to be fun when there's kind of 2 competitions going on. There's Penn State versus Penn State's record.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's everyone else for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Now that the 4th place trophy is back in, shout out Kevin Dresser for making that happen, or whoever did. Maybe it was just us complaining and shaming the rationale saying that the trophies cost like $300,000. Mm-hmm. We'll be like, what? So yeah, I mean, Nebraska had a great Big Tens, but you see how these, things can change fast.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating. This will be a really, really fun team race.
We got people saying, do a recap, make your picks. Let's go over dark horses. We got a lot of suggestions in the chat.
I love these. We are also doing FRL tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes.
So we're going to do a lot of that tomorrow
Who's
morning.
doing it tomorrow morning with you guys?
Do you want to do it?
I can. I don't know if I was scheduled.
I don't
or not.
remember if I asked Spay
Okay.
or not.
Spade's in the chat. Let us know.
All right, Spade, let us know if
Hey,
you're going to be on
let us know. We're
FRL
gonna do a
tomorrow.
little- a little bit of work here, but JD and Tyler will be there. What do we want to do? Do you want to go through some dark horses? You do one await and I'll do one await. Okay?
Dark horses?
Yeah, and you only say one.
Okay, starting at 125.
Say more than one, you're disqualified.
Starting at 125, Nicola Rivera, Wisconsin.
Okay, number 15, Maximo Renneria. So my seed was higher. I take round.
Dang it. Okay, 133. Let me see. Go through it quickly.
I'll take Knox the 13.
All right, we don't have to go through it quickly. Just tell me, look at his path. Tell me
Yeah,
why.
so Knox, he'll have Borman, which is tough, and then Romney, who he's beaten, and that puts him in the round or in the quarters, where he'd have Dom Serrano. Serrano looked great at Big 12s, but he's a guy who's taken some losses over the years. I will try to pull them up briefly.
All right, I'll go my dark horse. I'm staying with the 11 seed, Evan Frost. What?
That's a weak one.
Fine. Well, no.
Well, who's next? Braden Davis?
No, it was going to be Jacob Van D, but I don't know how his health is. So
he lost to Farber. He got majored by Farber this year, did Serrano. So that is a navigable path for the 13 seed Tyler Knox. Yeah, so he would be my dark horse. Van D at 17, you said? That's a good one.
Van D, yeah.
Oh, you take round 2. Kyorini, the 26.
Yeah.
I just haven't seen it. Although he wrestled, his final was tight.
He's never wrestled bad this year.
No.
He just has lost very close
He's
matches.
just losing close.
Yeah.
He could turn it around. All right.
41.
There should be some good ones here. I don't know. I feel really strongly about like the top 7 or 8 here at this weight.
Space says he's on FRL tomorrow, by the way.
All right, shout out Spay. I'll say it's Sergio Lemley as the lone Michigan.
Yeah.
14.
Okay.
I don't know what happened to him.
Wait, why? What do you think he's gonna be Jesse Mendez?
No, you don't have to do all that.
Oh, okay. You just think that he's gonna make a.
He ain't beating Jesse Mendez.
Okay.
Give me Moshe Schwartz, the 19th.
I like that.
to beat Sergio Lemley. Dude,
Absolutely.
he's
I actually thought about that.
He's a tricky dude.
He's
Yeah.
all American, right?
No.
No.
He may
Forget
have been,
it.
He may have been around at 12.
Maybe he was like just
Maybe.
ranked top 8.
Not.
He was ranked super high
Yeah.
this year. And then he kind of went like this. So,
Oh, Julian Tag, I would say.
oh yeah.
18. He beat Cale Happel this year.
If he didn't have Bo Bartlett second round.
Yeah. Except Titus about to shock the world. Fighting Brackies are ranked 13th. Just so you know, based on seeds.
Okay.
Wow.
West Virginia.
Okay.
49 dark horses.
Mm-hmm. Who we got here? You got 13. D'Amelio is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
15, Ty Whalen. Ty Whalen's very tough. I'll say Ty Whalen, 15. Get in and get wild.
Okay.
Let's get wild.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Malik Hines at the 25.
Malik Heinzelman. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a good one.
You guys don't want to like go into why? You
Well,
just wanna say-
so it's
you
like,
just want to say names.
well, obviously Jordan
You just can
Williams.
just sit in a circle and say names and have the best time.
That's what's happening. We're living
All right.
that dream.
Malik Hines, like, he's never All-American. He does have some. I can't think of him off the top of my head, but he's got some really good wins on his ledger. And then if you look at if he can get past Jordan Williams, Cross Wasilewski, or Mason Schrader, I think he can. It's a good little path to the quarters.
Listen, I'm redoing mine. It's number 12, Ethan Styles.
Looted.
He believed in me. He believed
Yeah.
that I could pull off the chain, and I'm not going to believe in him.
Yeah.
I believe him even harder now. I actually,
I'm gonna believe in him even harder.
even all the funniness aside, I think he's super legit. McDougal is not a throwaway match for sure. We're not looking past the Eluded Nation is not looking past Willie McDougal.
Yeah.
That narrative is not going to start.
The other
But-
thing about Styles, he's a really tricky guy to wrestle for the first time.
Yeah.
He has a unique feel to him. He's a really good in awkward situations.
Different.
Yeah,
It's kind of a different sort of approach.
uh-huh.
Yeah, he's gonna be a tough out. That Parco match will be interesting. Although he's got to get off the bottom,
Yeah.
and Parco's really good from the top position.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
57.
57.
Sleepers. Who do we like here? Chittum the 16 stands out, but he just hasn't really happened this year.
Yeah.
22 Ed Scott. That's a decent option.
Gregor Chalakian at the
He
27.
might be coming in here to vacuum.
Cool.
I don't. Okay. Maybe they're gonna show.
We're here so late; they're not used to it.
Yeah, the cleaning crew may just join our bracket show. It's fine. I'm sorry. Oh, you Ja'Cory Team or my sleeper?
Yeah, right.
The 18.
Gregor Chalakian, he's a guy who can go big. He's got Ryder Downey round 1, but he's still a dangerous dude.
I agree. Okay. 65.
Boom.
65. Let's see.
And at the end of this, we'll do our official lineup legends picks.
Oh, what? I don't want to do that.
Okay, fine.
I'm not ready for that.
Whatever.
I'm not ready for that kind of commitment. I have to think deeply and pray. We're trying to get the vacuuming to stop. Just for a
Our producer just had to go and be like, "Hey, we're doing a live show in there."
I think he thought we were just hanging out.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys are along for the ride. I don't remember what we were talking about.
Sleepers at 165.
Yeah.
Petty's the 26.
That's nuts.
Obligatory mention there. He was ranked like in the top 8 earlier this year.
At 157, right?
Yes. Fair detail. This weight is not as deep as others. No offense.
Who beat Bear Claw this year?
Nico Ruiz did, didn't he?
No.
I will look it up.
Was it Drake Rhodes?
Yes, it was Drake Rhodes.
Drake Rhodes.
Or was
beat
it Thompson?
Or does it Thompson? I get those. They've wrestled 4 times.
Thompson. And Cam Steed
Jack Thompson. Okay.
are his 2 losses.
Out of the 19.
Okay.
That's my sleeper.
Okay.
Mine's, whoever I said earlier. Braden Scholes was wrestling pretty good at Big Tens also. But yeah, I'll stick with whoever I said. Joey Bianchi's a tough guy too.
Tough guy.
I got a little Pac-12 bias.
Yeah. You just had such a good time.
Dude, it was the pest.
Do we have stuff to talk about with the Pac-12?
Man.
No, not yet.
174.
Okay.
Oh.
174.
Oh, we might have done a bad thing. We didn't mean to do a bad thing, but we might have. But until it's not on this piece of paper, I'm not going to talk about it. Everyone else is talking about it. We already talked about it. And I'll just leave it at that, and we'll address it when we have to address it. We did nothing wrong.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow. We'll have an emergency press conference.
Yeah.
We laugh because we can't cry on air.
Yeah.
Miles Tackett's from Bucknell. He's the 12 seed. He's beaten Simon Ruiz, the 5 seed.
Yeah, I mentioned that. It's
Mhm.
like, what? Well, that's more. Anyways.
But also, like, a testament to the weight. Garrett Thompson, the 4 seed. I forget some of his losses, but a guy like Tackett's could make a run to the semis.
Yeah, let me look at Bronigal's year.
He took a lot of losses.
Yeah, but all right, let's see who he lost to. Brevin Casella, Nicky Contreras, Luca Augustine. What was a rough start? Keegan, Harchla, Kennedy, Turley, Haynes. What happened? Pinto.
I feel like he would like win and then lose and then win and then he had a streak where he like every other match.
It's like Christmas. Red, green, red, green, red, green. Yeah, he was having a hard time, but had a good Big Tens.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Harchla twice.
Yeah.
The first time, Harchla,
Crazy.
it was a meltdown. Definition.
Mm-hmm.
But then you beat him again.
Yeah.
4-1.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
Really, anyone in this, anyone out of these 8 wrestlers, like Simon Ruiz, probably not waiting. Ogunsanya, Tackett's, DeVos, Bronigal, not Brennan, and Thompson. Like any one of those 6, I could see making the semis, and I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah. Wow, wouldn't that be something? Yeah, Bronigal. Yeah, double Bronigals in the semis. Both Bronigals kind of blessed with great draws.
Wait. Where's 97 Bronigal?
Big Bronny?
He's at the 9 seed. I don't think he's beating Kurt.
Oh, what am I talking about? Wrong. I don't mean that at all. I guess I just mean Dan.
Yeah.
It's all running
Oh,
together for me.
when one twin makes the semis,
Both
Honestly.
do.
That's true. That's true. And then Danny weighs in for Zach.
Yep.
Yep, that's how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else at 74 other than
Stop. You can't,
I love the drama.
it's not funny.
You're laughing.
I know.
Sick freak.
I laugh when I'm feeling.
Sometimes you got to laugh to keep from crying.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
184.
Yeah. Okay. Who is the dark horse? Like, who could. I mean, the thing with Gabe Arnold is he went to overtime with Max McAnally.
Mm-hmm.
One thing about me, I'll take personal offense to as a former 33 seed. You guys have not picked a single 33 seed.
All right.
DJ McDonald
what's up
had
with that?
he had the Cinderella run of Cinderella run.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
He had 2 ludicrous wins to qualify. He was 5-13.
Mm-hmm.
You look at this guy, this does not look like a 5-13 wrestler. The main thing I learned, or not learned, but like got a further appreciation for was just how good these guys are, even at the 30, the outside the 30. These are guys that would be in the 50s. They're so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, because the only 33 seed you've been exposed to is Tyler. So
Tyler's a beast.
Tyler is a beast.
Someone
yeah.
was talking to me about him. I forget who they were asking to beat. I was like, Tyler would kill him.
Me and Tyler wrestled.
dude.
Whatever a month ago, and then the next day I asked him, "All right, so Tyler, what percent were you going against me?" And he's like, "I don't know, like 40 or 50." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "All right, I get it."
All right, now tell me, was it really 40 or 50?
Yeah, it was probably like 40 or 50. Yeah,
40.
or 40.
Yeah, it was like 14.
Or
But yeah,
84 sleepers?
84 sleepers.
Yeah. Who would it be? Not TJ McDonald, unfortunately. Although we ride. Ryder Rogoski, kind of, but man, 10-9. Woof. Who else? This weight is not that deep, honestly.
Silas Allred out of the 12.
He was wrestling good. He could now we're talking. I could see him in those quarters giving Dustin Plott a real run for his money.
And I think a big reason why he is the 12, because he had a rough. I think he had a rough transition down
I do too.
to 170 or to 184.
Yeah.
So
Let me look that up.
We got 1,500 concurrents on YouTube, by the way.
Hey,
Say hi to all the
we're
all the
so
people
thankful that you guys hopped on and joined us. I hope we are delivering what you wanted, a bracket show where we dive a couple levels deeper. I hope it's not too in the weeds, but we think that's kind of where we operate.
mm-hmm.
We're kind of the in the weeds crew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Silas Allred, tough start. Actually, not a tough start. He won his first 10, 15 matches, but then lost to Kekheisen by pin.
Mm-hmm.
Then McAnally beat him bad, and then Strachey. He just lost to legends.
Yeah.
3 legends in a row.
The lineup.
McAnally is just a legend in the making.
In the making.
Right? Then he beats Bullock, beat Gabe Arnold. That was a tight one. And then he lost to Edmund Ruth. Edmund Ruth, who kind of back from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was having a rough year.
Back from the dead.
He
Yeah.
wasn't actually dead.
We had a bad start. He lost to Ebert,
He had a bad start and also middle.
but a great end.
Great finish. He lost to Kane, Soldano, who is back up, Will Ebert, as you mentioned. DQ'd against Strachey. Lost to Arnold, lost to McAnally. But yeah, then his Big Tens, he beats Allred, Halverson, Gabe Arnold, and Jackson Smith.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing about the Big Ten. You can make up for an entire year of shenanigans right there.
Yeah.
Because there's so many ranked opportunities. And Edmond, Illinois just
Mm-hmm.
had an out-of-body experience that entire tournament. It's very impressive.
And we talked about that little quad earlier where Isaac Dean is the 7. And, we saw Dean wrestle at CKLV. He gave Plott everything he could handle there.
Yes, he did.
But he's also a guy who...
He got teched by Shoemate the next round.
The next round.
He literally is like, dude, Isaac Dean. It's so funny. I made a tweet. Like, dude, Isaac Dean's really tough. He just gave Dustin Plott a tough match. And, within 5 minutes of sending that, he got teched by Seth Shoemate. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Then Jay Jaggers gave me a hard time about that. But that was deserved, Jay. I understand that. Okay, that was 84 again.
84.
Dennis
97.
Robin, the Worm, West Virginia. Keep your eye out.
Okay.
All right, 97. I think there's a lot of good ones here. The GOAT Nick Stimmett. Who did he beat real bad? Oh, he beat Andy Smith.
Andy Smith. Yeah.
That was rude.
Mm-hmm.
That was 2 GOATs because we both call him the GOAT. JD calls Nick Stimmett the GOAT. I call it.
Andy Smith the GOAT.
And then.
Why do you call Andy Smith the GOAT?
He's the greatest of all time.
It was like
Is it because he clinched the duel?
It was
acronym.
it was an FRL bit, right?
It was an FRL thing. I was like, guys, this guy's really. It was
really
like a
good.
2021, a lot of COVID, just insanity, and he wrestled at some.
Did he not clinch the duel for
Well,
Virginia Tech
this
against
was
NC
way.
That was
Okay.
yeah.
that was like a
after.
crowning moment for me.
Okay.
I had been proclaiming his greatness.
Okay, gotcha.
Years at that point.
Mhm.
But he looked really good at some freestyle event. I was like, this guy's actually really got
And
something.
but you pull up his picture and he looked like he was 12 years old.
Yeah,
right?
I was like, I'm telling you, this dude's the GOAT. And he. So, anyways.
yeah.
And then we found out from Jared Haught that he was literally working. I don't want to get this wrong. I'm pretty sure he was working a full-time job while going to school because he was he's not a scholarship guy, or he wasn't at the time.
Andy.
He was a walk-on or whatever, working full-time, going to school, and a Division I wrestler. So he got a lot better when he I don't know if he got a scholarship, but he just stopped working full-time and was able to just.
When he's local too, he's
from Christiansburg.
from the area. Yeah.
It's just a heartwarming. Local boy makes good.
Yeah.
So he's a great sleeper at 19, honestly. Dude, Smith Glazier round 1. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun, people. I'll say Ian Bush. He's such a deep sleeper as the 30.
Ferrari round 1.
That's not ideal because there's no front side opportunity there. But Ian Bush is going to be someone we talk about. Maybe not this NCAA tournament, but down the line.
Did Bracky tweet it out or did
You're so bracky pilled.
yeah.
You said someone from West Virginia every weight.
No, Dennis Rodman was just kind of a joke.
I don't know if Bracky tweeted it or the West Virginia account tweeted it. They're the best 197 pounder in the country who weighs 190 pounds.
Yes.
Because he weighs
190.
He was an 84 pounder.
Dude, if you weigh 190 as an 84 pounder, you're small.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a big 84.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
But
That's
Bush
crazy.
Bush almost beat Cerber this year.
I know he almost beat Serber. He almost wins to a lot of matches. I forget who else. There's another good 97 he almost beat. I don't know if it was Volker. No, I don't think it was Novak. I think
No, I mean even Novak's a good sleeper at the 15.
he's very
AJ with a
tough.
pretty clear path to the semis, in my opinion.
AJ pretty clear path to the Hodge. If you're paying attention to anything. He went to sudden victory with Novak. He lost to Glazier 4-2. Lost to Glazier
I mean,
4-3. Novak 9-6.
Wait, the Stout brothers could wrestle in round 2?
Oh wow.
oh no,
Oh no.
They're
Wow.
seeded to wrestle in round 2.
that is so incredible.
Yeah.
They've never wrestled in their college.
I didn't even
career.
notice that until Ross Patton shout out in the chat pointed that out.
Thank you, Ross. The general, as we call him. Yeah, that's insane. What would you do if you had to wrestle against your brother in the national tournament?
Wow, I don't know.
Would you beat him? Would you give him that work?
Yeah,
Did your brothers wrestle?
yeah. I was just so much younger than him that
Yeah.
it was never a thing.
It was never a thing. You were just always that much better.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. When's the last time brothers wrestled?
Well, someone was bringing it up that brothers from different conferences qualifying at the same weight, and now they might end up wrestling each other too.
Well, I'm pretty sure it happened with the Stemmet brothers too at I
It
think
did.
Citadel and Stanford.
Hmm.
At the same weight?
Pretty sure they're both
Was
97.
there like a
pounders.
D3 NCAA final like last year with brothers wrestling each other or something like that?
Yeah, you would know. I mean,
I
you're
don't
you're
know.
our D3.
It was
Yeah.
D3 or
Yeah.
D2.
Yeah.
And it was,
Someone in the
we
chat.
posted on YouTube. It went crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Wait, 285. I mean, you can really stop the momentum of the show bringing up
Sorry.
D3 stuff.
It was kind of crazy. Two brothers.
It
in
is crazy.
finals.
That would be nuts. That would
Still
285.
nuts.
Yeah. I'm desensitized to brother versus brother stuff just from things. All right.
I like Gavin Hoffman at the 14. That's
You
a fun-
do?
That's a fun sleeper.
This guy goes. He pulled the Bergie going
Yeah.
from staff to the.
He's a player coach.
I'll wrestle.
Yeah.
And can I be staff after this? Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
19-2.
I mean, he's not going to beat Kirkfleet, but
why not?
I mean, he could.
Wait, am I crazy? Did he used to wrestle at Ohio State?
Yeah.
And then he got hired as a coach.
Okay.
And then he's like, man, I can beat all these guys. Why don't I just wrestle?
Why don't I just qualify?
Yeah. Well, dude, and he cut to 84
Yeah.
after All American at
97.
97. He cut to 84, and now he's heavyweight, the 14 seed, baby.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Hopefully he's eligible and we're not blowing another whistle here.
Oh my God.
I can't deal with that. I mean, this guy's he started in 2019.
Is he eligible?
Ah,
How many?
Let's not.
How
how
many-
many?
How many postseasons has he wrestled?
How many rows? I don't know. I'll look real quickly.
Okay.
All right. In 2019, he did not.
Okay.
And in 2020, he did not.
Okay.
He might have been on the bench. He wrestled well into the year though. 2021 doesn't count.
You're not talking into your mic.
Oh yeah, thank you. 2022 he did. 23, 24, 20. So this
All right.
is
It's
fourth.
clear. He passes.
I don't know how we clean up the 19 and 20 thing, but it's fine.
Okay, forget it.
We're not going to clean that up here. It's clean. Moving on.
Man, we spent too much time on that.
Dang it. When it's this late, I'm just a little, I'll go more, you
Little
know.
free, little
Yeah, I'm a
loosey.
little more free,
Yeah.
right?
Hey, what do we think about Iowa? Their seeds, their path to. I mean, we brought up the team scores.
I mean, I think, looking at someone like Ben Keeter earning 5th seed points, I definitely think he can do that, but I also feel like it's super on the line. Like, I mean, he's in round 2, he's going to have someone really good in Nick Feldman. And so there's just a lot of opportunity. They have 2 5 seeds that I think are super vulnerable in their second match.
Yeah.
Kyle Parco and him. You feel great about Caliendo doing what he's done literally all year long. I feel good about Drake, but I think I already mentioned that I think his path is
Yeah.
like the 1 seed's a big deal here. I mean, if Lucas Bird would be feeling, I mean, if Drake wins that match and he's the 1 seed, I think it's a more navigable situation. I'm not saying I'm not picking them to make the finals. I haven't made that determination yet, but this year's looking like a guy right now.
I'll ask you this question about Iowa. Where can they make up points?
Gabe Arnold getting on the podium out of the 11, I think, is a very clear one. So for Gabe, DJ Washington, Chris Foca in round 2, I think that's a good matchup because Foca's really good on top, but Gabe's really tough to ride. I think Foca's gonna have a hard time scoring on him. It's probably an overtime match. Gabe wrestles those, but he wins a lot of them. Even if he loses 371, who is he likely to fall to? So 371 would be the McAnally match, right? So a loser of 228 and 227. So he's looking at like Kane or Shane Cartagena-Welsh or probably Reese Heller in the round of 12, right? So it's kind of hinging on beating Foca, but I think he can do that. I'm not certain of it for sure. I'm sure it's an overtime match, but if you're looking for big opportunity, I think there. And let's look at one Patrick Kennedy. All right, so he's going to have Incontrera round 1. Brevin Casella, I think that's winnable for. I think
it's a winnable match.
I think
for sure.
we can definitely see him in the quarters. I don't think he beats Dean Hamady.
No, I think he's 0-2 against them. Decision matches, but with the way that Hamady's looking, I don't.
And then it's looking like it could be Lorenzo Norman or Pinto Harchla in that round of 12. So he'll have someone super tough in the round of 12. But dude, at that point, who knows who makes it back to him? Kennedy needs to make that quarter, I think. If he loses in 224, where does he wind up? Right here, we'll get the loser at 223. So that could be Singleton, and then loser 365. Keegan, it's about the same.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, the paths aren't that different, whether he makes a quarter or not. So those are the big opportunities. I don't see it for Joey Cruz.
I mean, Ja'Cory Teamer, but he's gonna have to battle through.
I just don't like what I saw.
He's gonna have to battle through the consies.
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
Ja'Cory did beat Meyer last time they wrestled, I believe, right?
I think he made that up.
I don't think they've ever
Make
wrestled.
that up?
Yeah, you like making stuff
I mean,
up.
he would beat Cardenas.
Was it not a CKLV? Am I crazy?
Yeah,
He beat Andonian at CKLV and then lost to Trumbly and
Meyer did.
Oh, I guess I just made that up.
just literally lied to
All right.
how many people?
But so I think what you're thinking though is Ja'Cory has won. He won the bracket right at CKLV that Meyer was in last year.
Yeah.
And then
That is what I'm thinking.
And then at NCAAs he beat Cardenas, who beat Shapiro.
He didn't win, actually. He lost to Peyton Robb in the finals, but
Oh, that's right.
Dang. Okay. So I
Yeah.
don't know what you're thinking.
he beat Daniel Cardenas, who beat Meyer Shapiro.
Eyes all over the place.
That's what happened. Daniel
That's what I
Cardenas
said.
beat Meyer, and Ja'Cory
Mhm.
kind of beasted up
He's
on
beasted
Daniel
him a couple
Cardenas.
times.
Yeah.
Is there any other team that's like in that mix that you feel like really good about getting guaranteed points?
Well, I mean, I think Oklahoma State has 3 really good point scorers with Wyatt, Dean, and Plott, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who are the big 3 for Iowa that are on that level? Caliendo, Drake,
And Buchanan.
Buchanan.
Mm-hmm.
So who would you take in those 3? Probably lean.
Between Oklahoma State and
Yeah.
I think you lean Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I would too. But I think Iowa's got a little better second tier guys. And then the 4th team, Nebraska, feels like they're seated about towards their peak.
With Brock at the 1.
Rock at the 1, Ridge at the 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Smith, I guess you could say Caleb
He's
could.
the 9.
He's the 9.
Yeah, he could outplace that.
He could be. Caleb Smith could be a top 5 guy.
Yeah.
That's not unrealistic at all. But where else? Silas at the 12.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good opportunity.
What's Lenny
for him.
at?
Lenny's
Lenny's
the 8 or 9.
the 8. I mean, he could outplace that
Yeah.
for
He-
sure.
He seems to be coming into his own for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Virginia Tech, it feels like they're seated about towards their cap, right? Other than Jimmy.
Eddie's pretty high.
I mean,
McGonagall's really high. Yeah.
Hippolito, like at the, if you're Tony Roby right now and you could lock in Hippolito at 4th, you're like, all right, lock it in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like some teams are like, no, we could win. I think fourth would be an incredible showing. Hippolyto is a freshman.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know if he has really a fourth place season, but he's the 4 seed. And Hokie Nation will not argue with that.
Yeah, I guess if you're looking for points out of Virginia Tech, you could say maybe Jimmy Mullen reaches the podium.
Yeah.
Maybe Wolick pins a couple of guys and gets bonus or whatever.
About that.
But
TJ Stewart just not being what he was last year at the end.
that hurts.
Really hurts.
It hurts. Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at. I mean, you can't put it on any one person. So I don't really mean to bring it up like that, but put it this way: TJ Stewart's points last year are probably would make a difference in if they get a trophy this year.
It puts them right there, maybe even
Higher.
maybe even second, right?
I mean, they're 10 behind Iowa. That's not much. That's like a match. That's like 1 or 2 round of 12 matches.
Right.
So yeah, it's crazy. I guess one thing we haven't mentioned, just broadly, pretty good job.
Yeah.
I have some quibbles. I really think there were some weak schedules rewarded. In certain instances, good schedule or good record, weak schedule. That's a big pet peeve of mine. Back to the, Ben didn't like it, but it was just the case with the Tigers. Now it's not really the case now, but
well, you really see conference champs rewarded, and with the breakaway of the Ivy League, you have now 2 conferences out of Ivy and EIWA who are, I mean, just say it plainly, they're watered down, right? Man. So you get rewarded for winning that conference even more so than in the past. So I think that's why maybe you'll see some of these guys that they win their conferences, they didn't have the best year, didn't have the toughest schedule, but they still get that advantage in the matrix.
Yeah, for sure.
But overall, I mean, there's nothing like crazy egregious,
Okay. Anything else before we go?
What's the chat saying?
Chat lock in.
They're saying, what weight class has the most potential upsets?
You were saying it.
I said 57. I think 74 is another one. If you're going upsets by seed, could definitely see 74 getting blown up, 57 getting blown up.
33. Dylan Applegate says, I don't disagree.
33. Yeah.
Someone said, show the bracket, F the team points. We just did that for like an hour.
Yeah, where you been? AK 103.
Rewind.
I think they're on our site too. If you
on our site,
you really want to look at them.
Don't have to almost cuss at us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone said I can't see team or AA. If you watch Big Tens, it's tough. It's tough to see.
He's a guy though that's like,
He can just turn it on.
Yeah, he can do that stuff where even mid match you're like, I don't see this guy being an NCAA runner up, and then you blink your eyes and whoa, where was that, right? So that's just kind of that's the joy of Ja'Cory Teamer. You kind of get everything.
Wow. Elder Brad said, my wife is going to kill me if I don't turn you guys off. Catch you tomorrow. We certainly don't want any murders.
Hey, because we're about to end the show here soon, right?
Yeah.
We got 1,500 concurrents. I'm dropping the lineuplegends.com link in the chat right now. You want to click that. You're going to want to make your 10 NCAA champion picks.
You're gonna want to click that.
You could literally win $10,000, and it'll take you like 2 seconds to try.
This is real money.
Yeah,
$10,000 of real money.
There's no tokens involved.
They gave this.
US
They gave this money away last year. The person went to the bank. It cashed the check. It cleared. This is a big opportunity. Tyler, how many K trucks could you buy with $10,000?
Oh yeah, we
at
have
least 2. Yeah.
K trucks. Does that include import-export costs?
You guys know what? Here, I'm gonna pull up what a K truck looks like.
Yeah,
you can get one for like $5,000.
This could be. Two of these could be yours.
You could pull up in one of these bad boys. Let me show you what.
And how much does it cost to enter Lineup Legends?
Sheesh.
Zero, free 99.
$3.99, $0.
So it's not even gambling.
No, it's literally a sweepstakes. Like
It's just a
it doesn't
sweepstakes.
impact eligibility. If you're an athlete, you can
You're
participate.
an athlete.
That thing looks like an all-terrain vehicle. It could go anywhere. It could
I'm
go
spamming the chat with this Lineup Legends link.
on the road.
Click that.
Yes, I'm planting
You're
my
gonna want
Ferrari
to.
flag. It's been planted.
It has been.
Christian's been waving that flag all year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. all year.
Yep. Okay. What about Teague at 33 seed? That is kind of interesting, Zach.
It's interesting,
But
he took fourth at Big 12s.
right.
He lost to Gavin Drexler. I don't think he's going to beat Caleb Henson.
No, that will be.
But if he does, that'd be
this.
crazy.
We still have K-Trucks on the screen. Sorry, I didn't read.
I'm going to read this.
What are you guys talking about right now?
Something else.
Which weight?
K-Trucks is what we're talking about. We're talking about Teague Travis.
Okay.
We mentioned lineup legends, but we have like an actual read. I'm going to do the read.
Do the
the
read.
read.
I'm going to do the read.
Yeah.
This episode is presented by Lineup Legends. They offer free-to-play games with big cash prizes for both NCAA and Olympic-level wrestling events. They're back this year with March Madness, another free game with a $10,000 prize for the NCAA championships in March. It's super simple to sign up. All you do is make your picks and submit them via the Lineup Legends Google form. This game couldn't be easier. Go to lineuplegends.com and hit play now. Simply select who you believe the NCAA champion will be at each weight class. Each person is allowed to submit one entry, and you're allowed to make changes up until the whistle on the first round is blown at NCAAs.
The link is also in the description of this video right now.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as this live stream ends, you can go down there and click it. If you're not in the live chat, yeah, it really is like an easy. Just do it. We also found out that we're allowed to
We're
participate.
allowed to play. It's
What?
really in the talking points. It says, even though, because I made a joke that Katie was going to win, now I'm going to win.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I'm going to share it with Katie.
Whoa. Maybe we shouldn't tell people to enter then if we can win.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot, guys. I just got word.
Oh, no.
It's off. You definitely shouldn't go to lineuplegends.com.
You can
and
play more
for
than
free.
once, right? If you invite other people.
Each person allowed to submit one entry, and you're not allowed to make changes. I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's different this
Not
year.
in the fine
Sorry,
print.
forget it.
See, we told one lie as a joke, and then you just
I did actually lie.
Now nobody knows what's
Now no
true.
one knows what's true. So I'll be honest, you can play this game. I want the challenge.
Yeah.
You guys might want it watered down, not me.
You thrive on it.
I thrive on the challenge. I enter the Wrestle Stat Dojo with 69 other individuals, and I came out on top.
Wow.
So
What'd you win?
Also, you can edit it. Like a lot of people might be nervous to make their picks now, like up until like they might be thinking, oh, I don't want to make my picks up until right when the whistles are about to start. You can edit your picks.
true.
Did you say that already?
And
Why are you looking at me?
Yeah,
like that?
well-
Oh, okay, my bad.
And you're just making champs picks, right?
Yeah.
You don't
Literally
gotta go.
just
You don't
champs.
gotta go through every everyone. It's just champs.
Yeah.
You know?
Sorry,
Absolutely.
I've been multitasking. I
I
didn't
know.
realize you'd already said
Okay,
that.
you got K-Trucks on the mind.
You got yeah, this guy's thinking about his next K truck. All right. Anything else before we go? I really thank
we're
you
good.
guys for listening. This is like the most fun show every year. And tomorrow's show on FRL is going to be even more fun. We're going to dive deeper. I know we got a little bit in the weeds, but we're going to get all the way in there tomorrow. You're not on the show. Andrew Spay is going to be sitting right here in this chair. I'm going to be right there. JD's here. Tyler Meisinger. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This show is going to be up everywhere. And look at Tyler just spamming the All right, thanks a lot, guys. We will see you tomorrow morning. Let's go get
Great
some
night.
rest. See you then. Bye.